stay out of shot. So if you just talk to me, don't talk to the camera. Just kind of,
Yeah.
Right, first of all, tell me a bit about Zach and Rom.
See, it all started for me. Romford Skatepark was about 81, 82 was the first time I came here, and I became aware of it because of the older riders used to come here, like Eric Steele, Darren Robinson from Harlow. So that's where my love of Rom started. I've sort of got on the train by ourselves and came up here, and that was it. Love affair began.
Right. Okay. So who? Right. If you kind of say, well, I'm Zach Shaw. And your age and kind of what you do as just an intro. So.
Okay, yeah, I'm Zach Shaw. I'm from Harlow in Essex. I'm a professional BMXer, and that's pretty much it, really.
And how old are you?
Oh, damn! Ask me my age. And I'm 45 years old.
And you've always been a professional BMXer?
From the age of, I've always ridden BMX. Obviously, wasn't always a professional BMXer, but I became professional only when I was about 27, actually. So it's a long time coming.
And you've maintained that like to 45?
Yeah, I kind of semi-retired from competition. In last competition I entered was 2013 World Championships. Got third there. I ride big vert ramps. But yeah, I still do demos and shows and that. And full-time occupation, 9 to 5, Mac engineer.
Okay. But what is it about this place? This has been your local for 35 years.
Romford's been my local, for 35 years, like my entire adult life. And all my teenage years, Romford was the place that I always wanted to come to, no matter what. I don't know what it is about Romford. It's just, I don't know. Like, I'll have my ashes scattered here probably. It's one of those places that's just part of who I am, really.
Did you the BMX when you kind of started here BMX, was there many skaters here, or was it just? I guess it kind of died. The skating kind of died off, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, end of the 70s, skating died off, and BMX was massive in Romford. And you still had the hardcore guys who were still here skating. And we've all grown up together now. And the guys I know from Rom, I've known my whole life. So it's always been a cool thing. You go to other places and the skaters are like, "Hey, it's our place, skaters only." Rom was never like that. I mean, in the 80s, this place was dominated by BMX, absolutely dominated. You see photos from the 80s and it's like hundreds of kids sat around all the bowls, and it was, definitely the boom years for BMX.
What do you think it is about the kind of friendliness of the place? Because that's the thing that kind of struck me. I mean, when I remember coming in the 80s, just completely ran with BMXers, but I don't really remember it being particularly friendly. I guess everyone's a lot younger then, so it's more, we're all more aggressive. But kind of now everyone's mellowed a bit, and I came back last time and everyone was like really friendly and. But like you say, you don't really get that other places, do you?
No, you don't get other places. I mean, you look at it now. There's people just milling around, riding, nice. It's a gentle skate park. Like, you come here and it's just like all really 70s transitions. It's all rollovers and it's all. I've come here. It's relaxing for me. Like, Romford's relaxing, and even in the 80s, there was hundreds of kids here. You'd start at the top, and they'd be like, you'd hear the chant of, going in, following him, and there'd be like kids dropping in one after each other. But there was never any, people wanting to fight. I've never seen people wanting to fight each other at Romford Skatepark. I've never seen it. People get the ump because you might have dropped in on them at the wrong time. But no, I've never really seen sort of bad animosity at this skate park. It's one of the better places to come and ride. That's why I bring my kids here now.
How's that like bringing? I mean, that must be pretty cool. I mean, I guess it's like you're into football and you take your kids to a football for the first trip to Highbury or whatever. When it was there. But now to bring your kids to Rom is quite. Yeah. It's amazing that it's still here and that you can actually do that.
Yeah, I mean, John and his dad's they've done an amazing job keeping this place going, because there's been hard times for those guys. So to be able to bring my kids here now and for them to enjoy the same things that I did and see it the same way, that gives you a really good feeling. My daughter calls me up, she's 11, she's like, "Are we going to Rom?" I'm like, "Yeah, when do you want to go?" So it's a really good feeling.
Tell me a bit about the circus.
Well, when BMX died a death, sort of late 80s, 90s, A lot of my friends, a few of the guys, professionals, went off and joined circuses. They got an agent and they had a job in a circus. And just by chance, it was a circus in Harlow, and me and my mate Sean, for a laugh, said, yeah, let's go and ask for a job. You know, Cannon's doing it, Ellis is doing it, Greg Guillot's doing it. And and the guy said, yeah, it's exactly what I want. So that's it, join the circus. Literally, working in a factory one day, riding in a circus the next. And it was as quick as that.
And did you get a caravan from South Ockenden or something?
I did go and buy a caravan from South Ockenden. It was an old gas van, and just looked in the Auto Trader, you know, which was a magazine then, no going online. Saw this van, thought that's cheap. Ended up on a gypsy site in South Ockenden, and it was, you know, the scene out of Snatch where he goes and buys a caravan. It was exactly that. I even went into the caravan, his mum's caravan, paid £100 deposit, got a receipt off his mum, and then I was like, deliver it on Friday. And he was like, yep, deliver it Friday, 12 o'clock. And Sean was like, you have lost your money. You're never getting your money. Like, bang, on 12 o'clock, the geezer delivered it. I was like, look, I did deal with his mum. He's going to deliver it. So, yeah, I did. It was quite funny. It was random.
That's brilliant, because I want to see if I can, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I want to see if I can license that bit of footage from Snatch. So as you're talking about that,
honestly,
cut that in.
It was exactly like Snatch. I can't tell you enough. We drove in Sean's van, because Sean had bought this old van for like 125 quid from Swift. His dad bought it, and they did it out as a camper. And we drove into the site, and I was like, oh crap. You know, straight away I was like, oh, there's the van. And I see all these caravans, you know, and these kids all come running out. And I was like, yeah, Sean, you stay in the van, I'll sort this out. And he was literally trying to stop them, pulling off the tyres and the wing mirrors. And you know, and like whatever, 10, 15 years later, when I saw Snatch the movie, I was like, Sean, look, it's what we went through. That's exactly right. So yeah, it's bizarre. It's so good.
And so from that, and you drove that around Europe, did you?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we got another job in Italy with an Italian circus family. It's just us, and all the rest of the circus was the family. It's Bell Riva was the name of the circus. And yeah, so I got the van off the gypsies in South Ockenden. And then, like I said, no tax, no MOT, no insurance. Went to Italy. But before that, we drove up to Skegness. Went to a scrappers called Sid Dennis's, who scrapped caravans. They just want the aluminium. So I pulled out the interior of a caravan for 50 quid, and then kitted out the gas van that I bought from the gypsies, and then drove to Italy.
And so in Italy, and you were doing BMX kind of trick performing for the circus?
Yeah. We had a couple of ramps. We had a quarter pipe, jump ramp, landing ramp, and we were doing, 2 shows a day, 7 days a week for 2 years.
Good money?
Really good money. Yeah, really, really good money. I came back, had 2 years off.
Wow. And so coming back from that, then how old were you then?
Now you're asking. I can't remember. I don't know, 30, 28, 29, 30. I don't know.
Right. Okay. So then you got into BMX kind of seriously.
Well, I was really well known before I went.
Right.
And I just basically disappeared off the scene, and went and earned some proper money while still riding my bike every day, and then came back and I learnt more stuff, and then just carried on where I was before. Pretty much, got picked up straight away by GT bikes, and then was off travelling again. Riding a circuit and sort of just travelling from season to season around all the countries and doing what today. So
I guess it was like all your mates were like, "Where's that? Oh, he's gone to join the circus." Yeah, bollocks.
No, yeah, they didn't. But honestly, you tell people like, "Oh yeah, so what have you done? What sort of work have you done?" Well, I joined the circus. They're like, "Oh, bollocks! Did you join it? You didn't join the circus." I'm like, "I did. Like, I really did." So when people say they're going to run away to the circus and they joke about it, we really did it.
So I mean, kind of if you kind of look back now, as a kid here, you must have been 13, 14?
Yeah, 12, 13, yeah, something like that, yeah.
And I mean, I guess no one could kind of foresee a future of being a professional BMX rider. No,
well, look, we saw the stars of the time, your Andy Ruffles and Tim March, who I'm friends with now, me and Tim talk all the time. So we could see that there was a career out of it, and then BMX died, and we're like, it's not a career anymore. And then look at it now. You can make a career out of anything that you love. That's it. That's the bottom line. If you love something enough and you follow that path, you can make a living out of it. That's it. And I got told by pretty much everybody, you know, get a proper job. I didn't work for 20 years as far as I'm concerned. I was a professional BMX rider, so, you know, who had the last laugh?
But what is the toll that it's taken on your body?
Well, you know, listen, if you work in a factory and you stand on your feet for 10 hours a day for 25, 30 years of your life, your hips are going to be screwed, your knees are going to be screwed. What I did is I got paid to travel around the world, might have crashed a few times, might have broken myself quite a lot, but I don't see it any different. You know, I've had 9 knee surgeries, I've got severe arthritis in both knees, doesn't stop me riding unless I ride 3 or 4 times a week and then I'm hobbling everywhere. And yeah, that's it really. Like, living takes its toll, whether you're working in a factory or riding your bike.
What do you I mean, to me, I have kind of in my head a few kind of names as a kid of like BMXers here that have always stuck with me, and I haven't seen them ever since I left here.
Yeah.
People like Billy Stupple, Marco Lara. I mean, I
remember Marco.
I remember him being, you know, as a kid, just looking at this lunatic.
I remember coming down here and watching Marco fly around this skate park like a lunatic, and there used to be a BMX track over there where the mini spine ramp is, and I remember him. I used to love riding BMX track there, and he'd come flying around, and he'd 360 the doubles, and you know, and then he'd come into the skate park, and I saw him. First person I saw do no-hander was Marco, and it wasn't like a traditional no-hander where you get tucked into the handlebars. He was like big blast in there and performance bowl on the way in, take my hands off. You know, bars nowhere near his lap or any of that stuff. He was crazy. I loved it. You know, he's coming down here and seeing this you know, sort of riders that were 2 or 3 years older absolutely send it. You know, and that opens your eyes to what's possible on a bike. So every generation of rider that's come through, you pick up what's possible, and then you push it another step further. And that is, as you can see now with modern riding, it is, you know, it's going to ridiculous levels, but it won't stop progressing. That's just BMX and skateboarding.
So really, I mean, those guys were a kind of big inspiration on you as a young kid, weren't they? To kind of see how.
Yeah, the first generation of riders, massive influence on me and all the guys I used to ride with at the time. And you know, even though it was only a couple of years gap, you know, the skill level was quite significant because we're quite little. But yeah, they sort of paved the way, and parks like this have made a massive difference in all our lives really, and they still do, because I can bring my daughter here and roll around and have a good old laugh still.
That's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, is there anything else you can think of? 'Cause I think we kind of covered.
I think
that was brilliant. No, that was like, yeah, that was really good. I kind of got ideas of how to kind of put all that in. I mean, it's just like a jigsaw, really.
Yeah,
so
maybe if you just give it a shout, if you want to.
It's brilliant. No, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's great. It was great watching those ride things because it made me think. Yeah, like, you know, your knees, shoulders, arthritis. And the circus thing is fucking brilliant. When I read the snatch thing, I was like, I've got to get that.
Honestly, that snatch story, it's even what, if you'd have seen it, it was bizarre. And then I was like, oh, alright, okay, so
South Ockenden in the Grange Waters,
yeah,
Grange Waters
yeah,
there.
So you're coming going back way into the forest.
Yeah.
So,
There, along there on the left. Yeah.
So we drove up and he was going, where are you taking us? Because he was driving, I was going to get back. No sat nav, none of that stuff.
No.
They said it was like third turning on the left is one of those. Directions calling him. Which turning is it? And for turning caravans.
Staffies everywhere.
Sean's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, he's used to seeing caravans in Skegness, but he wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
And I said, snatching that 15 years later. And he was like, as if they plucked the story out of me.
Yeah. No, that was brilliant. Well, I'll let you go ride. Well, thanks for that. That was fantastic. And I'll get some shots of you, doing stuff. And brilliant.
I'm just going to mill around.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
Cheers.